A sunbaked Wanderers football park is ready for a vital game between Western Sydney Wanderers and the Wellington Phoenix in the Liberty A-League. Wanderers may sit 9th at the moment, but a winning streak could lead them right back into a battle for the top 4. Wellington, their priority is avoiding the wooden spoon this season, and they have never lost to Western Sydney. So if there's one opponent they could handpick today, it may well be the team in red and black. As we see the little corner of yellow, the Wellington fans that were such great supporters of the team when they played at their home away from home in Wollongong last year, they've made their way in to Wanderers Football Park to take on a Western Sydney team that are about to make their way out of the tunnel very shortly. The pitch, let's take a look at Western Sydney's team. Just one change to the starting 11. Sheridan Gallagher is in and an ill Serena Bolden drops out of the matchday squad. There's been mass upheaval to the benches. Amy Chisari, Sienna Saveska, Ella Abdul-Massi and Holly Caspers are all preferred to Angelique Christodoulou and Mel Caceres, who also drops out of the matchday squad. Wellington have a suspended Kate Taylor to replace. Claudia Chico comes in to the starting 11 to do so. Emma Ralston, however, is back from suspension, and after 2 games out, she takes her place among the substitutes. The only other 2 times these teams have met have been draws, so Wanderers are still yet to beat the Knicks. Will today be the day for them? Wellington, perhaps they will fancy their chances here against a Wanderers team that they had plenty of opportunities to beat back when they met on New Year's Day over in Wellington. And as we kick this one off, young Matilda's coach Leah Blaney joins me in commentary. And Leah, for Wanderers, this one's a bit of a non-negotiable. If they're going to mount any sort of a challenge for the top 4, they need to start with a win today.
It absolutely is. Western Sydney Wanderers, they've professed that there's going to be an improvement, and we don't want to see them finish the season at the bottom of the ladder with an additional number in there with a 4-4-2 diamond.
Here's Gallagher rolling away from the marking of Foster. Slides the ball through for Harding. The goalkeeper came out, but the flag is up, and Sophie Harding is no stranger to running offside, Leah, so that's something that the Wanderers, and particularly the player playing the pass and the responsibility of the runner there, have to just coordinate through the course of the game. Yeah. Harrison. The ball from deep, hoping for the run of Harding. Barry leans into the ball, got no power on the header. Harding ignored the option in Gallagher, is going to shoot instead and wins the corner with a deflection from Vandermeer. But I can't help but think that they had a 2-on-1 isolated there at the top of the box.
They definitely did, and that's a little bit of decision-making for Harding. I think just if she drops her shoulder there and pretends to go towards her right side and can slip Gallagher in, that's probably a better option for her.
Still, the first shot in anger ends in a corner kick. Western Sydney do have quite a tall team. Plenty of targets to aim for. Hunt, Gallagher, Harding, all above average height players. They're going to play a short corner here. Harrison whips it in, and it did find the head of Claire Hunt, but she can't turn it goalwards. And Hunt, playing game number 33 in the A-League Women's today, still yet to find the back of the net. Might take inspiration from one of her former Canberra teammates, Taryn King, who scored her first A-League Women's goal during the week in, I think, game number 54.
There's a few things that go into it. It can be perceived pressure. It can be players just not being on the same page.
Wanderers looking a bit smoother now, though. Price stepped around the challenge, finds Harrison. And Harrison didn't want to pull the trigger on a shot. And then Price follows up by going over the bar. I'm surprised that Liv Price there decided not to shoot from the top of the area and tried to thread through Harrison instead.
And I think Price definitely needs to be a little bit more selfish in that moment. In saying that, that's a very, very clever ball.
You had the whack of the ball against Alexia Apostolakis, but she couldn't bring it under her control. And now Clegg, who is a speedster, is going to try and get away. Apostolakis backtracking and doing very well, the youngster. But they all gave up on the ball. Clegg got there, and Jordan Bloomer had to come in, and, well, the job wasn't done.
It's initially a fantastic recovery by Apostolakis in that moment. A little bit of miscommunication potentially between herself and Claire Hunt and maybe even Bloomer on that occasion.
Well, you know that it's really when the players' shirts and hair also start to bluster. So watch for that too. Here comes the corner. Foster drops it right on the head of the goalkeeper, and Jordan Bloomer, definitely not the tallest goalkeeper, but was sure-handed there grabbing the ball. And guard, and it was a 2-on-1. Gallagher falls out of the way. Paige Satchel appears to be staying over on the left, but she can't get past Apostolakis here. Wanderers throw. Got a bird's eye view and listen to the conversation going on between the fourth official and the bench as the ball is swung in. Harding misses the chance. Well, there was a volley on there after that ball in, but Sophie Harding didn't make contact.
Claire Hunt isn't the most explosive player, but she positions herself well. She uses her body against players that have speed to make sure there's no danger.
Not. Now Clegg. Takes on Matos. Matos stays goal side. Clegg jinks in. Clever, and the shot is across the face. So much so that it wasn't ever really bending towards the target. It was, to be fair, more of a cross than a shot.
I think definitely more of a cross, and I wouldn't mind seeing young Millie Clegg potentially bend that with her left foot. We know she's a both-footed player, so I think the better route would have been an attempt on goal there.
I think the eyes give it away. That was definitely a cross rather than a bending shot. One of the goals of the season was a Goal of the Month nominee for January. We know that Liv Price is capable of striking from the top of the box. They're just not isolating anyone in a shooting position at the moment. Here's Gordon. That might be all about to change. Gordon swings across. Harding touches it down. Here is Price in that position we just spoke about. It takes a deflection. Matos is there, prods it goalward, and there were plenty of Phoenix players back to stop it going any further. Now Harrison from distance, and that is the first shot on target. Well saved by Edwards around the post.
That's a great save by Brianna Edwards. Again, with this Western Sydney side, it's probably a one-touch finish there by Price. If you allow Wellington to get organised and set up, they're very difficult to break down in this final back third.
And the shot from Harrison, we said maybe it is time for long shots. Right there, a good drive. It was really flat trajectory on the ball.
It was struck really well, and again, it's not a bad route to goal for Western Sydney Wanderers, given also the known weaknesses of the Wellington goalkeeper aerially at times.
So here's the resulting corner. Harrison to take, and it's there for the opener. Sophie Harding with a glancing header. And after opening her account for the season against the Victory last week, she's on a scoring streak. Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Wellington Phoenix 0.
And that's an excellent delivery by Amy Harrison. It's whipped in. The timing of Harding's run there is fantastic, and she just gets enough on it to redirect it. Really, really good goal by Sophie Harding.
Jumped almost completely uncontested. The marking was zonal, was it, or man-to-man? Either way, it doesn't look good for Wellington. It looks great for Western Sydney. And it is Sophie Harding's 4th in 38 games in the Liberty A-League. Well, you can do that sort of thing when you let your boots and your head do the talking on the weekend, Leah.
Absolutely, and credit to Sophie Harding with that attempt. As I said, it's an excellent goal from a well-worked set-piece delivery. Advantage
given here. Gallagher trying to make it 2-in-2 and just dragged the shot across the face. Harrison caught in possession by Pritchard. And now Clegg. Hassett had to go and chase her first touch, but it's going to work out because their numbers are in support. And now Clegg, well, showed a lot of the ball to Apostolakis and then went and won it back from her. Wisniewski to Chloe Knott. Can Wellington fire their first shot on target? They can't. Chico lifts that one high. Better from Wellington, but it still lacked the finishing touch.
Yeah, definitely better in terms of them being able to change sides quickly and find that space. I would say with Claudia Chico's attempt there, a little bit more composure. She actually has to lean over it more. A tough angle, so does she take a touch, change feet and strike that with her left foot.
In comes the corner to the near post. Bloom is not quite there. The header from Vandermeer, and it's propelled away off the line by Matos. Do they get a second time ball in? Stoppage time's up. Phoenix, the clock's their enemy. Ava Pritchard cuts inside. The shot's blocked away, and the Wanderers, well, they're not quite on for the counter-attack because there was no one running ahead of that pass. And that will take us to half-time. Maybe a sign of what's to come with Wellington warming into the game as the half went on, but it's Sophie Harding who's the difference maker at the break. Wellington, for all their effort, didn't put a shot on target in that first half. And it's Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Wellington Phoenix 0. Leah Blaney, as we take a look at some of the stats, your thoughts on the first half?
Obviously, Western Sydney Wanderers have dominated possession. They've made the most of their chances. I think the statistics are fairly fair in reflecting how the first half went, and Wanderers deserve to be 1-0 up.
Stay with us here on 10 Play and Paramount Plus. The second half will be coming up on the other side of the break. So it's a 1-0 advantage to Western Sydney. Head-to-heads between these two teams. 1 Wellington win and 2 draws. And so Wanderers are getting a little bit closer to punching the ticket to say that they've finally beaten the Wellington Phoenix, who themselves are desperate to try and get back in this game and avoid the wooden spoon this season, as their finals hopes may be dashed, but they can definitely still shake up the rest of the competition with some good results. Here's Sheridan Gallagher on the ball. No subs at half-time for either team. Playing the ball to Liv Price. But Leah, when we look at the two benches, is there anyone that jumps out to you as someone you'd like to see into the game sooner rather than later?
I think Isabel Gomez could be a real asset for this Wellington side, just given her technical ability and her longer passing ranges to maybe exploit a bit of space in behind for Western Sydney. And we know Robertson's a match winner. She's scored goals for Wellington before. Amy
Harrison has scored from an indirect free kick this season here at this venue against Western United. There's 4 on the wall. Harrison is going to shoot into that wall, and the ball deflects laterally. It's cleared by Wisniewski. Chico. And is going to concede a good 35-40 metres back to the halfway line. Mackenzie Barry. And now Vandermeer. Foster. Clegg. Jags inside Millie Clegg. The shot might be on here for Clegg. And it was just a side-footed hopeful rather than anything with real ferocity. It still wins a corner, but well, the technique was an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's the right decision to come inside. I've touched on it before. This is such an exciting player coming out of New Zealand, given that she's both-footed. She's just got to strike that with more conviction and probably try to hit the opposite side of Jordan Bloomer, not the near post zone.
Still hunt through with the header. Clegg to Hassett. Bit of speed back in the game at the start of the second half here. Millie Clegg with runners central. Looked up at Claire Hunt and a little touch on the ball. Hasn't stopped the Phoenix. They continue to press forward. Wisniewski. The long shot's on here for Wisniewski. And it goes just wide of the top right.
And it's not a bad effort by Wisniewski. She's slightly off balance, so that's why she sprays it. But it's the right decision, and it's done with the conviction that we want to see out of this player. We know she's technically good with good passing ranges, but as you can see, that final touch, she's slightly off balance. Where she's made first contact with her and grabbed the shirt and then pushed her in the second instance.
Ball rolls underneath. Gallagher trying to make it count at the other end. Good save by Edwards. And she's crashed into her teammate Marissa Vandermeer, but it was the reflex save that was vital to keep Sheridan Gallagher from making it 2-0.
Excellent save by Edwards. She's quick off her line. She makes it a very, very difficult angle if Gallagher is able to get anything on it. It's very good goalkeeping.
Well, it was a pretty clever shot as well.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad attempt, and what I like most about the action is it's desperation by the attacking player to try and get a toe in there, and as I touched on with the goalkeeper, sometimes your defenders do come at the cost of you preventing a goal-scoring chance.
Oh, they can't afford to lose Marissa Vandermeer. Kate Taylor's already out suspended. Vandermeer playing at centre-back today. Looks as though she's going to be able to get up under her own steam. The trainer's out there very briefly. Matos dropping on the head of Barry, gets a second chance. Danica Matos slides it low this time through the legs of Harding. Harrison's there. Still Harrison. They showed her the right-footed option. It's bobbled, and Gordon wasn't able to arrive in time. Edwards able to grasp on.
Right idea by Harrison, and really like Bethany Gordon as a midfielder following up and just putting herself in a position that if Bria Edwards' touch there does go a little bit further into her path, she can get something on it.
Here's Clegg. Through ball. Good pass. Ava Pritchard can't take it around the keeper. Jordan Bloomer out off the line right at the edge of the box. Didn't have anywhere to go, really, but the ball was presented to her.
Excellent way to pass by Millie Clegg there, and Bloomer does so well to be quick off her line and again just make it a difficult angle so that when the attacking player does receive the ball, there isn't a lot of room to shoot or play something.
They've found their voice, cheering on the away team today. Bending pass from Matos. Harding resumes her duel with Chico and gets around on this occasion. Harding, it's been shanked up in the air, and then Foster comes across, looped back in again. Chico's header, it's not cleared the lines just yet. Steinmetz has a long shot chance and it's blocked by Chloe Knott. Hunt from way out, and again the height not the issue, but it does go wide of the target in the end. Insists on having the socks pulled up over the knees before striking this corner kick. You see the goal line is heavily populated. In it comes from Foster, falling right on the keeper, and good chance there for Satchel, who rose to the header but couldn't keep it down.
Oh, and that's a fantastic delivery, and we probably wouldn't expect anything less from Foster. She's fairly consistent where it's well struck, it's bending right in towards Satchel, and Satchel's just got to do better to get up higher and head that down on target.
Oh, the goalkeeper's nowhere near this in the end. Hits it over to Chico. And hits it long down the channel for Clegg against Ferris, and the youngster does well, and the even younger Clegg is there to win the ball back. Squares it, Wisniewski. Chased her first touch, and Claire Hunt put a block tackle on. Apostolakis didn't know the keeper was coming. It's a little bit hectic back there for Wanderers at the moment. Gordon into a 1-on-2. Price made it work. Matos, Harding, Danica Matos advancing. Matos shoots, deflected wide. Well, the referee's saying a goal kick, but I reckon that caught a shin of a Phoenix player. Danica Matos has never scored an A-League women's goal. This is as close as she's been.
Yeah, and it's a really clever little pass by Sophie Harding there, potentially given that the Wellington defender is coming out at such speed and plants their feet. Matos actually takes a touch onto her left and then strikes it across the goalkeeper. Yeah, you know, we talk about this defender's intelligence. She positions herself well that she's just close enough that if Apostolakis is beat, she can win the ball.
So, free kick for Western Sydney. Claire Hunt stands over the ball. We know she can fire from distance. Let's see what Hunt can do. Through the wall it goes, but on one bounce it's easily held by Edwards. Moves Foster into the game. Gomez. Gallagher chasing. Gomez battling. And then the ball was knocked away, but Gomez went and retrieved it. Now Robertson. Up against Ferris, and Matos comes across, block tackle made. It still feels as though Wellington are counting down, building up to an equalising goal here. It's about the execution though. Millie Clegg got the look, but did not have the poise. Caspers has been sparingly used this season, just a 7th appearance, and hasn't actually played since the corresponding fixture against Wellington back on New Year's Day. So she'll be desperate for some game time here. Can she come on and make a difference? The number 25 ahead of the ball here. Price in the pocket, steps around at the edge of the box. Just trying to recreate her goal against Melbourne City there. Matos with a shot. Well, and if you had the lottery ticket for Danica Matos to pop up and score today, at least she's had a couple of shots in anger.
Yeah, she's definitely pushing on high, so she's getting in positions where during second phase the ball's popping out. I think, again, just choice of technique. She uses the inside of the foot, take a touch. A better effort may have resulted from using her laces and driving the ball there.
Michaela Foster, the plan that the Phoenix are looking to drive the ball up the pitch. Hassett touched on, it sits up. Clegg couldn't make ground, always a tough chase on that occasion, and Bloomer, not for the first time, just goes for distance. Harding chasing it down. Route 1 football from the Wanderers, and Harding didn't get enough elevation behind the header.
And that's excellent by the American goalkeeper there. It's a quick release. She knows Harding's very, very fast in behind, so she almost comes up with the assist.
That was properly getting it launched, wasn't it? Look how high it bounces as it rears up off the turf too.
Yeah, it was, and probably a better choice of technique there is if Sophie Harding actually volleys that with her left foot making contact with her laces. Yeah, and Olivia Price is a clever player. So in that moment, Wellington have a narrow back four. She needs people positioned in wide areas.
Abdul Massey's just going to go for glory. Went on a run, decided to take the shot after accepting the invitation. And that one was always rising. Yet to score in the A-League Women's after Ella Abdul-Masih, only her 7th career appearance for the 16-year-old.
She does really well to attack the space, and I don't mind the confidence from the youngster. She's just got to lean over that when she strikes it. Leant back a bit too much.
Is it going to matter? They've got the ball down at their attacking end. Abdul-Masih to Caspers. Caspers hits the byline rather than take it to the corner and then gives it back to the goalkeeper. Is this the breathing space that Wellington need to get it launched? Oh, that's a high up and under clearance, and Edwards throws her head back in frustration that she didn't get any distance against the wind. Wisniewski, they're still only at the top of their defensive penalty area. 4 of the 7 minutes ticked by. Foster. Gordon still on the sidelines. Wanderers still down to 10 players. Ball played into space. The goalkeeper's out Bloomer and met the ball with force.
Yeah, and once again, Bloomer's well positioned to just clean that up.
Barry to Vosper. Wisniewski, neat triangle of passes. Under the ref it goes. Gomez. Pinpoint out to the left. Here's Betsy Hassett. Drags the ball into the box. Crossing, teasing for a tap in, and there was no one there. Ralston was late to the ball. Now Saskia Vosper. Wellington have got numbers forward. It needs a good cross. It tumbles into the box. It sits up for the chance. And Izzy Gomez, the first touch wasn't there when she needed it.
2 excellent chances by the Wellington Phoenix. A change of acceleration sees Ralston arrive on time for the first delivery, so that she's on the end of it. I think she's a little bit casual there, and as we'll see on the second occasion, it's just probably by the looks of it, Gomez first time finish, and we see that in the back of the net.
She's back out there now, so Wanderers back to 11 players. Here's Gomez. A bending pass, Bloomer's out of her line, bats it away. Wisniewski turning out into the centre of the pitch. Gomez continued her run. Blocked by Caspers initially, and now Foster is forced wide. But she's got the left foot to make something happen here, Foster. A hit and hope right at the end of the game. Claire Hunt is there, presents the ball to Ralston. Now Millie Clegg, cutting inside. Clegg! Saved by Bloomer. They had one last chance, and Jordan Bloomer saves the 3 points for Western Sydney.
Jordan Bloom has been excellent, and Gren, just look at the footwork of Millie Clegg. She's able to change feet, and it's the right decision to shoot there.
Bloomer hits it high and long from the goal kick, and she is the hero of the moment, saving the day for Western Sydney. Their season and top 4 hopes stay alive. Sophie Harding scored the match winner in the first half, but it's the goalkeeper, Jordan Bloomer, that is the reason for the final scoreline of Western Sydney Wanderers 1, Wellington Phoenix 0.